All right, so this is going to be the fourth test of the Pistelle with 36 grams, 2 in the Umarex 2 times 12 gram CO2 cylinder here, and 1 in the handle. And this is also with the deletion of the GOG on and off valve and reduced expansion chamber in the car stock. And currently this has been sitting. I punctured all 3 12 gram CO2s at about 9:30, so it's been sitting a little over an hour, I guess, if I remember what time it is here, that is. And we have just a little over 700 showing up on this gauge. And we'll see, it's had time for it to kind of find its balance here, the gases. We'll see if this test yields any better numbers than the third test, and we'll go from there. So just like the other tests, I'm going to be running or shooting the 9.9 gram riot balls, and we'll see if we can get 3 magazines or more. See what we can do here. So let's start. I did fix my trap, so my trap should be working much better. Hopefully I'm not going to have quite as many rounds flying back at me. It was a little exciting the other night. Last night, actually. And yeah, almost got tagged by one of them, but it's like dodging balls over here. So let's see, hopefully that will do a better job tonight and keep me a little safer anyways. So, all right, so here's our first magazine. Let's turn the laser on. And we're gassed up. 1 in the handle and 2 external. And let's see how we make out here. Let's see what we get. All right. I'm going to back up a little bit in case I do need to dodge any of these. We'll see how it goes. We got right here. Shot number 1, first magazine. Okay. Well, it still bounced out at me. 432 feet per second. That's a really good hot shot. Let's go for shot number 2. Seems to help letting it sit for a while, although I don't know how practical that would be when you're out and about. 406, shot number 2. 378 for shot number 3. 356 for shot number 4. 336 for number 5. And at least that one stayed in the trap this time. This should be the last shot of this magazine, shot number 6. Oh, we got another one that's staying in there. 312 feet per second on the 6th shot. What do they get? 3 in the trap and 3 bounced back at me. So still dodging a few balls tonight. All right, let's drop this mag. And let's go for the second mag of 9.9 gram riot balls. Second mag, shot 1. Let's get the X radar going here. All right, that stayed in the trap. 282 for shot 7. 250. It's kind of low, but 250 for shot 8. 296, a shot 9, and I got a dead trigger. That is not a good outcome. We are down at about 300 psi according to the gauge. All right. Well, that wasn't I didn't even get through 2 mags. Looks like I still have, what do I have left in here? Let's keep this thing pointing down. I think it just had 3 dropouts, so I got 9 shots. All right, they were pretty powerful, but 9 shots is not what I was hoping for. All right, so 36 grams of CO2, 1 in the handle, 2 up here, 2 external, and that's what I got. Was a whopping 9 shots. All right. Again, we're sitting at about 300 psi. Just gonna degas. Okay, felt the bolt totally disengage. All right. All right. So, I don't know if I need to take more. If I need to reduce this expansion chamber further with some other media. I mean, right now I just have some 68 caliber polymer rounds in here, just some cheap ammo that I had laying around. I just filled it up. Maybe I need to basically reduce that further. I'm not sure. But last night I got off at least 2 magazines. And although the numbers were not as high as this, so well, let me continue to degas this here. All right, let's open her up right here. Let's just take this thing right out. Let's get her right out of there, because last night I was playing games back and forth with this thing. All right, let's open her up. Wow, it's still freaking tight. Oh yeah, she's still under pressure in there. That is kind of a funky setup, I'll tell you. Degassing with this, you gotta be careful, because that was quite a bit of volume still in there. I would have thought that would have came out having that completely open. So there's definitely maybe that restrictor in the handles preventing some backflow, more than likely, I guess. That could be throwing this off. I know I said last night at the end of the 3rd test I wanted to just try it with the 2 up here and just put a, not puncture 1 in here. Maybe I should try that next. I ended up just puncturing all 3 tonight, but maybe I should try that next and see what we get. I don't know. I gotta get at least 2 mags out of this. Ideally, I was hoping for 3. So, all right. I will play this back upstairs in the office and run the numbers for it, and we'll do an update. And we'll see what we have. Although I am expecting higher numbers. But I was kind of hoping to at least get 2 magazines out of it, so I don't know. We'll continue testing and see if we can't get a happy medium somewhere. Okay, back upstairs in the office. after a disappointing test, number 5. As it turns out, I inspected the CO2 cartridges that I removed from the 2 times 12 gram Umarex cylinder, and one of them punctured, one of the two. One did not puncture. It just kind of made a little bit of an indent on the tip there, but it did not puncture fully. And the one that did puncture had a very, very small puncture hole in it. So that's no doubt the cause of my poor testing for testing test number 5 here. So really, I was running on 2 CO2s, and one was pretty restrictive. So even at that, I did get a pretty impressive hot shot. My first shot was 432 feet per second, yielding 85.82 joules. The second shot was 406 feet per second, yielding 75.80 joules. And then we went to 65.70 joules, 58.28 joules, 51.91, almost 52 joules, 44.76 joules, 36, and then she just started petering out. I only got a total of 9 shots, so it really was a disaster of a test. But I will post this anyways to show that this is a real world and real people making real mistakes. I will do hopefully a better job of ensuring I crank that Umarex cylinder down so that both of the cartridges will actually puncture and puncture properly. So I will have to repeat this test. Again, test criteria, or test conditions, I should say, were about 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit in the basement. And only one of the 2 external CO2 cylinders actually punctured, and the other one really kind of had a pinhole in it. So again, really excellent hot shot here. This is the strongest hot shot I've had ever since I've been testing this Pistelle with the 12-inch barrel, and with the 36 gram, or what should have been 36 gram testing of CO2 with the 9.9 gram riot rounds. Anyways, it's getting late, so I am going to call it a night and get this uploaded, and I will be repeating this test. Initially, I had said I was just going to do the next test was going to be just using the remote only, the external, to the 2 12 gram cartridges. I may actually do that tomorrow and just keep and not puncture the handle, and just use the handle cartridge as reserve and see what we get in the testing. But most important takeaway here is I need to make sure I really crank down that Umarex and make sure it properly punctures both those CO2s. So with that being said, yeah, anyways, we will try this again tomorrow. Peace out.